Welcome back to CBS Mornings. Today, we're looking what happens to our clothes when we no longer want them. According to some reports, Americans buy about 5 times more clothing than they did back in 1980. And one study suggests we wear each item an average of, just listen to this, 7 times. That increase can be tied to fast fashion. That's what they call it. Trendy designs that are mass produced at a very low cost. So here's a question. Where do all those clothes end up? The U.S. leads the world in exporting used textiles. More than 1.5 billion pounds are shipped out of the country every year. Debora Patta followed some of those donations to West Africa.
Have you ever wondered where the clothes you throw away end up? Some of them travel thousands of miles to Ghana. This is actually no beach paradise. Look a little closer and your discarded fast fashion could be rotting right here.
It's the dark skeleton lurking inside fast fashion's trendy closet. Our generous donations are not always as charitable as they seem. In Ghana's Kantamanto Market, trucks offload these bales stuffed with our used clothing. It's estimated 15 million items arrive here every week.
Ghana is only a country of 30 million people.
That's fashion designer and activist Samuel Ting, who knows every inch of this 7-acre maze with its more than 5,000 stalls.
Before, they used to have like good quality clothes, but now there's a lot of trash and a lot of like very low quality clothes.
He upcycles garments from Kantamanto, but says increasingly these synthetic fabrics cannot be salvaged, let alone resold.
The whole fast fashion module is built around building cheap clothing.
And the US is the biggest culprit, exporting more second-hand clothing than any other country on earth.
I can't even lift this bag. It's so heavy, stuffed with clothes from America.
The bales cost traders anywhere between $25 to $500. Untangling them is a tense tussle, as they have no idea what's inside. It's the luck of the draw. Trader Zaliatu Asare is barely breaking even.
That's a nice one.
Sometimes making as little as $10 after gambling on garments that have no second life. They're known as Obroni Wawu, which means dead white man's clothes.
Dead man white clothes.
Why? You'd have to have died to have given away so many clothes.
We found everything from big-name brands to personalized T-shirts like this one from Pennsylvania.
This T-shirt was clearly made very recently. It references COVID and has already made it thousands of miles to Ghana.
Ghanaians do a remarkable job with our cast-offs. Tailoring, color washing, and even tie-dyeing them back to life. But it's not enough to reduce the glut of clothing created by our addiction to fast fashion.
So effectively, Kantamanto is highlighting America's waste problem.
Exactly.
Excess.
Exactly. Waste is being built into the model of fast fashion. Like overproduce. And then in the end, like people wear clothes for just like 2 weeks and then just discard them. The waste does not end up in America. Ultimately, it ends up here in Kantamanto.
But it doesn't stay in Kantamanto. When the rains come, some of this textile waste washes up on the local beaches.
They're called tentacles and they're everywhere on this beach. Discarded, rotting, tangled mess of clothing. They're buried so deep, it's almost impossible to pull them out.
And this is nothing compared to Ghana's overwhelmed landfills, where the rest of the unsold clothing ends up. Head of the city's waste management, Solomon Noy, has a message for Americans.
Deal with it. Do not hide under the guise of donations of second-hand clothing, and then you ship them over to us just to cause problems to us.
Problems like the toxic fumes from old Fadama's dump site, where a massive precipice looms, formed not of rock, but indestructible discarded clothing.
Yeah,
I mean, you can see the brands.
When you come here, you see a whole lot of brands. Adidas, H&M, Zara.
It's estimated that 40% of all the clothing bales end up as landfill.
So basically, this is where dead white men's clothes go to
Yes,
die.
in the end, yes.
Our good intentions have created an environmental nightmare halfway around the world. For CBS Mornings, Debora Patta, Accra, Ghana.
It's just not good. I mean, it makes me picture my own closet and think, that is not good.
Makes you second guess going and buying more clothing.
Yeah,
right?
it really does.
It makes me worried for the whole planet, to be honest with you. I mean, that's a big issue, and it's such a big systemic issue. It's hard to fix in
No
any
doubt.
And
quick
Nate,
way.
that's something we can all do. We can all help with that.
We can all do our part.
Yes, we can.
That's for sure.
Thank you very much, Debora Patta.